Okay, part 2 of my Q&A video, and we're going to start off with fudgemanofdoom, who, in his own words, is giving me an easy one here. Thank you to you. Well done following the brief of making all the questions nice and easy, so I look very impressive. Okay, he asked me, what's your favourite aerial manoeuvre, and who does it? Well, I'm a man of traditional tastes, as you all know. You probably don't know that, to be honest, but yeah. I grew up watching late 80s, very early 90s wrestling, so a high-flying manoeuvre in those days was the rockers, and it was usually like a crossbody over the top rope. So honestly, I'm easily impressed. I love the 450 as a move. I can't really think of anyone who does it. I feel that should be John Morrison's finisher, actually, because Starship Pain's a lot of crap. John Morrison's finisher, it looks like it hurts less than Eve Torres's. That should never be true. I also, of course, I love Evan Bourne's Shooting Star Press. Who doesn't? It's just pure elegance. I'm not such a big fan of the Spiral Tap, AJ Styles. I don't think that move ever looks particularly good. It's impressive, sure, but I don't think it looks great. But I'm a man of simple tastes, and for me, the most beautiful move is Christopher Daniels, or now just Daniels' BME, the best moonsault ever, and it really is a thing of beauty. So yeah, that'd be my favourite aerial manoeuvre, BME, Christopher Daniels. Next question is from SquidyIsSpicy. He asks, how would you change how Divas/knockouts are currently handled in WWE/TNA? This includes any roster changes, title changes, feuds, face heel changes, character edits, and of course firing, and there will be a lot of it, that you deem necessary to the success of the women's divisions. First of all, I'm not going to do the Divas because I know Bobby wants to do a standalone video on how he would book the Divas or how he would fix the problems in the Divas, something like that. Check that out, that would be good. But I'm just going to do the knockouts, which is lucky, otherwise this would have taken a good 10 minutes by itself. Okay, I had a look at the knockouts roster, and it's a huge female roster. Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, Madison Rayne, Awesome Kong, Christy Hemme, Daphne, Jenna Maraska, Lauren, ODB, Raka Khan, Charmel, SoCal Val, Sojourner Bolt, Tara, Taylor Wilde, Tracy Brooks. 16, and not many of them appear on camera even, let alone wrestle. Okay, we'll start off with the firings, because let's face it, that's the most fun. Madison Rayne, you're the first to get fired because you look totally out of place in The Beautiful People. You have virtually no personality as far as I can see, and any mediocre wrestling talent you have is dwarfed by that fact. Bye. Jenna Maraska, you're obviously fired. You are not a celebrity. TNA, this is not the sort of person that's going to draw viewers in. No one wants to see Jenna Maraska. She won a reality show a few years back. Big fucking deal. Bye. Lauren, I fucking hate Lauren. She's always doing these disgusted faces when she's doing interviews. Regardless of what the person's saying, they're just cutting a regular promo and she's like this. Fired. ODB. I've never liked ODB. I've never liked her gimmick. I've always thought it was rubbish. Really never thought it had anything to offer. And this Cody Deaner stuff is insufferable. They're thinking about releasing her because they're wondering what they can do with ODB and Cody Deaner's characters. The answer is nothing, because they're gone. Raka Khan. Raka Khan is the worst wrestler I've ever seen. Literally. Sojourner Bolt, because I can never tell if she's trying to be a face or a heel. Fired. And Tracy Brooks, who made herself Knockout Law, and hasn't appeared on camera since. Does she even wrestle anymore? I have no idea. She's fired anyway. SoCal Val as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned her. She's barely done anything. Fired. Okay, so those are all the people who are fired. And that was a lot of fun, actually. Apparently there are two prospective knockouts who are really rather good in Ayaka, and Sarah Stock. I'm sorry if I pronounced Ayaka wrong. I'll be honest, I'm not going to bullshit you. I don't know who the fuck those people are, but apparently they're really good. So that'll be good, and there'll be plenty of room now I've fired everyone else. So, good news. Okay, The Beautiful People. I've kept Velvet Sky on, even though she is atrocious, because I just think that gimmick works so well, and it needs two people. It needs a sort of sorority sister thing going on. Angelina Love is superb on the mic. She is one of the best people in TNA on the mic, male or female. Fantastic. She's okay in the ring. I feel like she can wrestle a good match, but it worries me that she's not been able to do it so far when she's had plenty of opportunities to do it. But I still have no problem with her being the Knockouts champion from time to time, having a weak title reign where she wins by cheating. I think that's fine. Awesome Kong, of course, should be booked as the dominant heel monster. She's just brilliant in that role. I actually think she should be fighting the men as well. I know they're not allowed to do that because Spike TV won't let them or whatever, but I think she should be fighting the men. But she's a big benefit to the Knockouts division, so I'll keep her on for now. So I think Awesome Kong could have feuds with Daphne, say, a monster versus monster feud. Love Daphne. I know the person who asked the question loves Daphne as well. Any woman who's prepared to get tacked is fine by me. But yeah, a hardcore match between Awesome Kong and Daphne, that'd be great. You could also have Awesome Kong versus the Beautiful People, and you could also have Awesome Kong versus Tara. Tara is an excellent wrestler. The last match, the best match I can remember the Divas doing recently was Victoria, now Tara's, last match against Michelle McCool. That was the best match on SmackDown that week. That was a really, really good match. The warning signs were there for WWE. Now she's in TNA and she's still a really, really good wrestler. Really like her. Have no problem with her being champion, with Kong being champion, with Beautiful People being champion. With regards to feuds, they usually do 2 Knockouts matches on a pay-per-view, which is good. I like that. But they usually don't build up to one at all. You know, there's a Queen of the Cage match at Lockdown there was just no build up to. And I really feel they should, if you're going to do a match, it should be built up to correctly. There should be some kind of storyline. It doesn't have to be complicated. I feel they make these things too complicated. You have like Taylor Wilde and Roxy getting Daphne to dress up as Sarah Palin to fool the Beautiful People. I mean, that's a load of shit. No one wants to see that storyline. Just so they can gunge her in the ring, which they could have done anyway. Totally pointless. No, you can just keep it simple. Tara's really good. Kong's really good. They have a feud. Fine. You know? But yeah, I think there's definitely signs of life for the Knockouts. I just feel they have to use the good Knockouts. TNA has a problem where they don't often use their really good talent, which I don't get at all. You'll just watch Madison Rayne on Impact and you're just like, why am I seeing her? Anyway, next question. From TreasureFan02, his second question. What's the most gruesome wrestling related event in your opinion? 2 spring instantly to mind. Owen Hart falling to his death as the Blue Blazer and the pay-per-view continuing after it. That was pretty horrible. And of course Chris Benoit murder-suicide. I remember hearing about that on the news just after it happened, which was kind of odd because I wasn't watching wrestling at that point, and it was just a chance occurrence that I heard about it on the news. And yeah, they weren't sure what had happened, and then of course it all came out and we got to see the darker side of wrestling, and steroids are not a good thing and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, those 2 things, they were both pretty appalling, you know. Yeah, wrestling can be a horrible business at times. It can be quite difficult to watch, but okay. Last question for this part from JT Live 2006. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Legacy. What can WWE do to make them better? Add more superstars to it. Add Jack Swagger to it. I heard Chris Masters was coming back. Add him to it. I know they aren't 2nd or 3rd generation, but what do you think would make Legacy better? Honestly, I just give up on Legacy. I know a lot of people want to turn them into this killer faction. They want to turn them into like Evolution again, or, you know, they're just used to factions working. This faction hasn't worked. It really hasn't. Everyone wants Legacy to capture the tag titles now, and I'm just like, I don't want them to capture it. Rhodes and DiBiase are really fucking boring. As for adding Chris Masters to it, that would not help. He is dull. Jack Swagger is great. I don't feel he should be lumbered in Legacy. I feel he should be a heel in his own right, a powerful heel. He probably should have gone to SmackDown. But I think Legacy are beyond hope. But if they do want to save them, basically they've just got to get Rhodes and DiBiase speaking more, make them do more evil stuff rather than Orton just doing all this stuff. Make them seem powerful in their own right, have them take out Triple H, have them take out Batista, have them do these things on their own. Because the King's always saying that Randy Orton couldn't do these things without them, but there's absolutely no evidence of that. So that's what I'd do to improve them, but I really wouldn't want to add Jack Swagger to it, because I really don't think it'd be good for his career. Plus, I feel it is a real problem that they've based the stable around they have to be second or third generation superstars.